The broken bottle. The weight of the bottle felt strangely heavy in my hands as I walked toward the valley of the son of Hinnom. It was just a clay vessel, simple and unadorned, but it represented everything. I was one of the elders, and the prophet Jeremiah had called us here for a reason I couldn't yet grasp. The valley itself was a place of ill repute, filled with the stench of sin and the echoes of cries from those who had been sacrificed to Baal. A chill ran down my spine, not from the wind, but from the spiritual desolation that permeated the air. Jeremiah's voice, usually a torrent of impassioned pleas, was now a somber rumble as he recounted God's words. He spoke of our people's apostasy, our turning away from the Lord, our worship of false idols, our horrifying willingness to sacrifice our own children. My heart sank as he described the abominations. We had become a people filled with the blood of the innocent, estranged from the very God who had brought us out of Egypt. I knew it was true. I had seen the altars to Baal and the glimmers of a terrible, consuming fire in the high places. Yet I had hoped that our God, the God of mercy, would somehow spare us. Then Jeremiah did it. With a final, terrifying pronouncement, a prophecy that this people and this city would be broken just like the vessel. He raised the bottle high and then, with a sharp, sickening crack, smashed it against the ground. The sound was deafening. The pottery shards scattered, 100 tiny fragments of a vessel that could never be made whole again. In that moment, a profound and terrible truth pierced my heart. It wasn't just a symbolic act. It was a divine decree. I had always believed in God's power, but now I understood His justice in a way I hadn't before. It wasn't a conditional punishment that could be avoided by a quick prayer or a superficial act of piety. This was a final, irreversible judgment. The broken pieces on the ground weren't just clay. They were us. They were our broken covenant, our hardened necks, our stubborn refusal to listen to His words. I returned from the valley with the others, but I was not the same. The earth and clay from the shattered pot seemed to cling to my sandals, a constant, tangible reminder of what was to come. When Jeremiah stood in the temple court and delivered the final word, it wasn't a surprise. It was a confirmation of the truth I had just received by faith in that valley. The message wasn't for the crowd or for Jerusalem. It was for me. I had seen the undeniable consequence of our rebellion, and in the silence of my own heart, I believed. The vessel was broken, and with it, my illusions of a painless escape were shattered too. There would be a valley of slaughter, not just for our enemies, but for us. And God's judgment, like the broken pieces of that pot, was final.